the idea here is to build a PRD tool and from scratch. So I'm going to try and make this micro SaaS app and using OpenAI, Stripe for payments, and obviously Supabase. So yeah, I'll just show you guys how I kind of go from ideation to building out a full product essentially. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and just what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down on a Word doc some step-by-steps just to figure out for this first live stream. So yeah, just some tasks. So I think the first thing would be ideation. So obviously we know it's a PRD tool, and ideally we want to have a well-built site prompt that which is our first prompt that we feed into Lovable. So for this, we can just use Perplexity or ChatGPT. So we just interact with ChatGPT, figure out what sections we want the PRD to display, some of the features, and then once we develop and refine that prompt in ChatGPT, we can just then move over into Lovable, feed it to Lovable, and then it will build out our first, our first iteration. So yeah, ideation in ChatGPT or Perplexity, whatever LLM, doesn't matter. So I think kind of have to figure out what sections to include in a PRD. So maybe it's best if I define what a PRD is. It's essentially a product requirements document where, if you have a client and they tell you, okay, Zach, I'd like to build a dating app, and then they'll want to quote an estimate on how long it will take. So you will have to say to them, okay, before I do this, I need to know exactly what it is that you want to build. I need to know the exact features, the exact pages, integrations, everything, and all that information that you will request from the client is in the PRD tool. Sorry, is in the PRD documents. So yes, it's like a project overview or project brief. So it's really useful, and essentially you might even have to build it yourself with the client, as opposed to just telling them to do it. Or you could use a tool like this, what we're going to build, to essentially you can just say to your clients, hey, just try out my tool, it will create a PRD for you, and then you can send over the PRD to me. So let's just go ahead and okay, so we need to figure out what sections we want in the PRD. So chat with OpenAI. There might be like a tech stack section, core features, ethics, whatever. So yeah, for the core features also of the PRD, I'm thinking initially there'll be like a chat feature where you just type in the name of the type of app you want to build. Let's just go with the dating app. Yeah, chat feature where we just say I want to create a PRD for a dating app, and then it will generate that in a new page, which is then generated in a new page, which then generates the PRD in a new page. Chat feature will be on new page to refine the PRD once it's generated, and that will be through an OpenAI integration. And then with the PRD, once PRD is finalized, so once the PRD is finalized and fully generated, thanks man. So once it's fully generated, we can then edit the PRD if we want. We can save it. We can download it. So, and then we can do the backend authentication, all that stuff. We can do that later. But I think for today we'll just focus on this. And I've not really pre-planned this, if I'm being honest, because I just wanted you guys to get a raw view of how it is how essentially I approach these projects. I thought that was the best way. So let me just move this Word doc out of the way. I'm going to put it here on the right to my monitor. I'm just going to copy and paste some of that text I wrote down in the Word doc, feed it to ChatGPT or Perplexity. Let's go with Perplexity. And I'm just going to say, I want to create a prompt for lovable.dev to create a PRD tool that generates PRDs, project requirements documents. It should be able to understand what it is. Or I need help with creating a prompt, a well thought out prompt for level, blah, blah, blah. And then here are some of my thoughts. And then this is just what I wrote in the Word documents. Some of the core features, the chat feature, that we can save the PRD that is generated, download it, and let's just see what it comes up with. And we can always change it later in Lovable also. Yeah, let's just see what it does. We'll just feed it this, and we can always refine it later in Lovable. So this will be our first prompt. Yeah, I don't want this. Let's see if we can just edit this out. Remove this section, which I don't like. Section in landing page. Keep this section, which is our chat section. Describe your feature product section, the main focus of the page. I like apps. You know, if I land on a landing page, I want to understand straight away what it does. I hate it when there's like just a lot of onboarding, and although I understand why it exists, but it's just cool to have an app where you just click on the website URL and you know instantly, immediately what it does. So no barriers. Section, the main focus of the page. Okay, describe your product section, the main focus of the page, and keep it centered. I want to build a dating app. I think it'd be cool to have, you know, as opposed to having the user write all of this text you see here, we can just have, let's see, in the text box, add some text like, I want to build a, and then the user will input the type of app, example, dating app, or whatever. Let's see what it does. Cool, awesome, yeah. Okay, it's not really done that text thing I told it to do. But that's fine. I'll make some refinements after. Okay, so I want to build. Obviously, we don't have OpenAI. We don't have OpenAI connected. The OpenAI API. We also need to connect Supabase to create the edge function to then call the OpenAI API and store our OpenAI keys in Supabase secrets. So let's just go ahead and set up Supabase. Not connected, connection project. Yep. Create a project. Project name, let's call it PRD. Region, definitely not Stockholm. It is, well, there's not Scotland, so database password, then just generate password. I'll copy this and save it for later. Just make sure you save that password in case you need it for later. And then just write it down somewhere, like I'm doing right now. Supabase password. Cool. So, is it connected? It should be connected. Why does it say not connected? Let's refresh. Yep, there. Cool. Okay. Now, obviously, we want to generate the actual PRD. So to do so, we're going to have to inform Lovable that's going to have to make a call to the OpenAI API and then generate that text. So let's just go ahead and do that. Now, when I click generate PRD, I always like to be, I know a lot of you guys struggle a lot with prompts. That's what's, it's actually probably I'd say the number one pain point and issue I've seen when people join. So I think, you know, you just want to be hyper specific, provide a lot of context. You know, here I'm essentially, I could say, when I click the generate PRD button in the landing page, and by saying that, it knows exactly what type of action I'm going to do to then call the OpenAI API. So when it does this, I want you to then create the PRD document using the OpenAI API key. And I think the credentials, I can provide them here. Let me provide the OpenAI API key here. Let's see what it does. It should create an edge function. Let me just refresh this. Cool. In the meantime, I'm just going to get my OpenAI API key. Like I'm assuming you guys know how to get an API key. If you don't, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'll just show you now how to do this. Yeah, OpenAI API key. you just have to set up I think it's a developer account with OpenAI. And obviously you can use whatever language model you want to use. Some of the really cheap models, I think they're available. The Llama models, 3.2, they're really, they have a very low cost per token output and input. I think they're available on Deep Infra. But yeah, if you guys want to know about that, let me know. I could send a link over. So yeah, I'll just create a new API key here. Let's just call it PRD tool. Create a secret key. And I'll just copy my key. Okay, I'm just going to save that. So this key is going to allow us, with people not familiar with APIs, this key will just allow us to, it will allow our application, lovable application, to speak with OpenAI. So obviously when you, or to speak with ChatGPT. So obviously when you speak with ChatGPT, you're interacting, you're writing in the chat feature, conversing, whatever. All that functionality is available through an API. So I'll just add it right now. And by the way, it seems as if the key name always has to correspond, it has to be exactly this key name. And you can always ask Lovable if you're not sure what key name to put. So let's just save this. And then that's our secret here added. So why is it taking so long? Oh, I'm being stupid, that's why. I provided it into Supabase secrets. I want to build gatekeeping that. Generate PRD. Okay, oh wow. Doesn't usually have errors. Let's see, I'm going to check the edge functions. See if the issue's in here. If we can just check the logs here. Well, there's no error. Let me just check here. Maybe it's just like a silly front end issue. Oh, cool. So yeah, so it's created our PRD right now with the different sections that we outlined here. So overview, target users, core features, overview, target users, core features. Yeah, I'm sure the other ones are also matching. And there's also one other thing I wanted to show you guys, which is, the actual prompt we use to interact with OpenAI. It should be, I think it's in the edge function. Let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is the prompt we're using each time somebody clicks on generate PRD. This is the prompt that is executed, and then obviously, the app name, so dating app, that will get injected into this prompt here. So if you guys are not happy with this prompt, you can just interact with Lovable and say, yeah, I'm not happy with the prompt. Make it sound more friendly, or add this section, or whatever. A lot of the sections here, target users and persona, I don't really want that. You know what, it'd be cool actually if I could add my own sections in. Okay, let's just, I want to be able to add my own sections, such as, and I'm just getting an example so it understands what section I'm referring to. So again, all about being hyper specific and providing examples, such as blah blah blah. Okay, such as I want to be able to add sections and also delete sections. So if there's a section I don't like this one, I can just click delete and remove it. Cool. Yeah, it's not done the chat assistant feature, which essentially will just be a chat here. Essentially exactly this. The Lovable UI has this chat feature on the left. We'll have the same concept in the PRD tool here, where we can speak with the assistant, which will then help and refine this PRD document, which will be cool. So, but I can already start prompting that. So let's just say, okay, I now want let's call it a chat assistant feature in the generate page, where the user will interact with the OpenAI mod and they can ask for further refinements for the generated PRD. Okay, so I can now delete, edit. Let's just say test, save. Okay, cool. We can edit it. Can we delete? Cool. And awesome. I'm glad to hear. And why is this stupid thing? Okay, let me hide it. Add new section. And I just want to be quick. I don't want to waste too much time. Test. Yeah, this is not useful. I need to be able to name the new section. It's not allowing me to actually edit the name here, which is not good. Let's just do this. So my prompts are they're not super complex. They're quite basic. But I did try to be specific. I mean, oh, okay, let's see. Let's see if we can edit. Jesus, it's so fancy. Test, add section. Add your content here. That's horrible, but you know what? Let's just keep it for now. Test, save. Yeah, we'll just keep it for now. It would be good if we could move this section above here, or we could just move it wherever we wanted to. Let's just do that now. Allow the user to move sections up and down. Let's just see if it understands. It's a basic prompt, but what is show chat? Oh, cool. So it's done the show chat feature. However, I don't want it to be. I mean, I do like the idea of it's just like I want it to be always visible, but I do like this thing of just having the PRD in front of me, so I can just fully focus on that. So actually, no, this is quite good. Let's see, maybe I can just go ahead and test the assistant show chat. I want to rename it to something more friendly, intuitive. Change name of show chat button to chat assistant. I feel like my prompts are very minimalistic, but it does seem to understand them, so I'm not complaining. I wish I could just, oh, awesome. Yeah, so I can move sections now. So if I create a new section, I don't like that, but it doesn't matter. Test, save, I can move it up and down. It'd be cool if I could just like drag it up and down, but we'll just leave that for later, it's fine. Okay, so I'll change the name of the chat assistant. So show chat to chat assistant. And then we're going to test out these features. So let's see. What did I chat assistant? Cool. This looks really nice. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the look. Oh, why is that JSON? It's in a JSON format. But yeah, if you ever have this issue where it displays the text like this is in what's called a JSON format. But to undo it, just what you can do is mention a section. You can just say, it's funny how it doesn't show it here like that, but you can just say the section is displaying data in a JSON format. Please fix this, and it will fix it. So yeah, that looks nice. I'm not complaining. Now let's see what I can do with this refinement chat. Let me just what I can do is okay, for the generated PRD, I want to make the first section, the first overview section, sound more friendly. And let's see if it updates it. I just said yes. Oh, what's happening here? Why is the okay, looks like it's broken. Okay, the chat, okay, the PRD refinement chat. I am unable to click enter in the refinement chat as the submit button is not visible. And also it's asking me twice here the same question. So I'll just understanding that to modify based on, okay, let's just, maybe I was going to do the right thing, let's see. So I think for this live stream, I'll just spend maybe another 20-30 minutes, get this chat assistant working, and then test out the save, export, and share features. And then we can call it a wrap. And then the next live stream, we'll be doing users, adding user authentication, storing them in Supabase. I don't think we even have a table yet, or we should have a table to save PRDs. It's not created that. So that's interesting. You have not, well, obviously there's no user management, so yeah, it's pretty useless now. So cool, now it's showing the button. Spark Connect, make the section in the generated PRD sound more friendly. Let's see what it does. Well, the reason, wait, I think I need to store this actually in Supabase for it to then update it. Yeah, so please create a table in Supabase for storing and saving PRDs. I don't have user management as of now, so just save the PRDs I generate now, so I can then utilize the PRD refinement chat to refine and update PRDs. So essentially, I think what's happening is because we don't have this saved in Supabase, we're then asking this refinement chat to, we're asking our chat assistant feature here to modify this, but it doesn't know where to look for it because it's not saved in our table in Supabase or database. So we will have to create a table to save this in there. However, I don't want to do user management right now. I want to leave that for the next live stream. Apply changes. And we might have to remove this later because obviously we want every PRD that is generated to be associated with the user that's generated that PRD. Apply changes. Then it could be that we allow the user to use it 2-3 times for free, and then we introduce what's called a paywall, which is essentially you just say, okay, you've used up your 3 free trials. You know, you can just select the monthly plan and then connect it to Stripe. It will then take the payment, and then you can use it unlimited times. For an MVP, that should be fine. We don't want to overcomplicate it. Okay. PRDs. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so I'm gonna have to regenerate a PRD again, so then get saved in the table in Supabase. Okay, let's see. No, let's not save that. So we'll have to create a new PRD. Let's just say dating app again. Don't know why I'm obsessed with dating apps. Okay. Oh, no PRD data found. That's good. Did it do anything? Let's see. No. Okay, let's just do a dating app again. No, so you can see that the PRD that was just generated, it's not been saved into Supabase. So I'm going to say, I just generated a PRD and it was not saved in the Supabase PRD table. Let me just refresh again just to be sure. Nope. Because ideally when the PRD is instantly generated, it needs to be saved into here as text. So all, you know, that's all this text that we see, it's going to be saved in here in a nice format. So then if we need it later, it would use this table, this data saved as a reference. If we want to use the chat assistant, it would refer to this data in here, which is essentially all this text here. I see there's one commit not saved. Oh, so it's saying if I just click save, it should save it. Okay, cool, yeah. So if I click save, it saves it, but ideally it should do it before. And you can see here, this is all our text that's been generated that will be used after. Okay, so this should now work. So for the section, update the text inside to make it more friendly, to make the tone. Let's just try this again. Okay, dating app. This is super common. You just need to persist and be patient. You can get more logs here in the console log. So something related with Supabase. I wonder if it's the edge function. Oh, there we go. Not valid. So there's a parsing issue. I'm just going to copy and paste this error log and give it to Lovable. See if it can fix it. Issue when generating PRD. Here are the Supabase edge function logs, and please fix as the PRD is not being generated. Well, it should automatically look at the logs Lovable and figure out the issue by itself. So yeah, if you want to do like debugging, you have a few options. You can look at the specific edge function that's is experiencing the issue, and you just go to logs here and find the error, and then just copy this message here, error message, and feed it to Lovable, although it should already be able to view this. Or you can look at the overall logs in here, API gateway. Or you could look at, but here it's not showing the edge function logs, or here, yeah, sorry. Or you could just open up the console and try to debug it from there. Okay, so it should be working now. Okay, it's working now. Let's try the chat assistant again. Yeah, okay, cool. The roadmap, awesome, and timeline section, make the tone more friendly. And this is just to verify it actually works. So phase one, just want to remember. Okay, let's see what it does. Understanding like someone appeared based on your request, the roadmap and timeline section made a tone more friendly. That can help you. Would you like me to update the document? Yes. Okay, I'm just going to ask Lovable what the issue is here. When interacting with the PRD refinement chat feature, it seems to get stuck in a loop and not implement the requested changes, as you can see in the chat. It fails to instantly update the PRD that was generated, which is the main purpose of the PRD refinement chat. PRD blah blah blah. Okay, let's see if it's. I might have to create a new PRD. For the generated PRD, I want the section to have a more you know what, let's just translate it to Spanish or something. Section to be translated to Spanish text. That we know for a fact that it works. Oh, but it's not actually updated it. Please go ahead. Okay, the section is still in English. It needs to be translated to Spanish. This is frustrating. The PRD generated a roadmap and timeline section. However, when interacting with the PRD refinement chat and asking it to translate the section to Spanish, it does not update the text inside the roadmap and timeline section. Take a look at the chat. I'm just going to copy and paste this. And oh, hey, Caio. And the section that has not been translated yet. So let's see if it understands this. Let's see. Translate the roadmap to Spanish. Let's see if this works now. So we want to have like this chat feature just to make changes. Oh, cool, it works now. Awesome. And it's only done this specific section because we specifically asked for that. Okay, this doesn't make sense. It should Is it replying in? Oh, okay, so this works fine. Again, it's not perfect, but it's fine. And let's see, share. What happens when we click share? It's actually, let me just paste it in my Word document over here. Let's see if it works. Roadmap and timeline. Nope, that doesn't work. When I click the share button, I should be able to share the PRD with others, making sure these features work. The export button should just download the PRD in a PDF format. Well, let's see what it's done. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not perfect. We can always change the format later. So yeah, some of these core features are working. I'm just going to leave it as leave it like that for now, and I might refine it in my free time. But yeah,